Today we're looking at a simple concept that I call the pillar defense. It can be used in a bunch of different online shooters that are out there. Today we'll be looking at mainly Fortnite and Apex Legends and how this particular strategy works in both. But I'm also going to go back to the roots, and we're going to look at the original Counter-Strike and see how it actually works in that game as well. So the basic concept is you're using an obstacle. It could be a pillar, but it's a pillar-like object that you're hiding behind. You're using as cover, putting it in between you and the enemy, and popping out the left side and right side of to have the advantage. You have the randomness in your factor, in your advantage, I guess, because you're hiding behind this pillar and you decide when you're going to pop out left or right, and the enemy doesn't know. So we're going to go ahead and look at a couple of different situations, and we'll start off with Counter-Strike. All right, and this is the original Counter-Strike, a classic. And in this situation, this box right here is going to be our quote-unquote pillar. And I'm kind of looking around. I'm looking for enemies because I know they are somewhere. And eventually one runs in. He's running out of that door there, coming out this way, and I fire a few shots, get his attention, and I know that he's going to come this way. So if you notice, I quickly hide behind the pillar and pop out, and he's done. Okay? He's just done. As simple as that. Now, the pillar defense can actually go both ways. So you're putting something in between you and the enemy. So the enemy can actually take advantage of that. And that's what happens in this next situation where I'm engaging with an enemy, and he's right here, and he starts making a beeline for this pillar here. And I think that he's going to keep going. So he starts running, and I think he's going to show up right here, but he doesn't. And while I'm looking over there, his friend comes over and gets me. So this is just an example of how the enemy can actually use the pillar to their advantage. So it's just something you want to keep in mind. And so we'll move on to Fortnite. And in this situation, I'm dropping in, and immediately there is someone shooting from this direction. And I decide I'm going to use this tree right here as my pillar. So I immediately put it in between the enemy and myself, and he has zero cover. So it's actually pretty easy to pop out from this thing and take him out. So that's a pretty straightforward case. In this next situation, I'm running around with a shotgun, taking out enemies. And eventually, there's a guy. He's hiding right here. I didn't know at the time, but he jumps out and actually very much surprises me. So I decided that this brick column right here is going to be my pillar. This is more like a real pillar than anything thus far. So I pop him, and you notice I'm hiding behind it between each shot. And at this point, I saw 96. I know he's got to be low, so I decided to finish him off. And that was that. So nice and easy. And we'll go ahead and move on to Apex. Now in this situation, I got an enemy over here, and I decide I'm going to use this shelf right here as the quote-unquote pillar. So I quickly hide behind it, and I'm popping out the left side, and I swing around. And this was actually quite risky. I shouldn't have done this, where I kind of exposed myself. There's no cover over here. I have almost zero health, and I'm just kind of banking on the idea that I can aim right here and take him out. And it worked, ultimately, because you see I got the knock, but just, wasn't ideal. If I go back, I would have done it a little bit differently. And finally, in this situation, there's a bloodhound on the stairs. So I'm running over. I get a good shot on him right off the bat, and I'm hiding behind this golden pillar right here. And I pop out on the left side and then on the right and take him out. So it's actually a similar situation to the Fortnite one before, where as soon as I knew that he was going to be that he had low enough health that I just finished him off. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this small, simple strategy. I've probably said it 1,000 times, but I call it the pillar defense, and it works for me. I hope it works for you, and hope you have a good one.